Why do the stupid things people say or do still bother you? You tell yourself it's not worth the trouble. Yet your heart tightens, your jaw clenches, and there it is, anger returns. This isn't about major betrayals. It's the little things, the casual tone, the indifferent shrug, the careless words that shatter the peace in your soul. You didn't choose this fight, but now your peace is gone, taken by someone who probably doesn't even realize what they've done. Let's be clear about one thing. Their stupidity isn't your burden. But when you react, you're handing them the reins of control, not because they're powerful, but because you give it away. And that right now, imagine reclaiming your inner calm, picture yourself unshaken amid the chaos. That's why you're here, to stop getting angry over things that don't matter. You want control, not over the world, but over how you respond to it. That's true power. That's clarity. That's freedom. The ancient philosophers believed no one can harm you unless you allow it. Today, we'll apply that mindset to your modern life. You'll learn to keep your mind steady even when the world around you acts foolishly. You'll respond like a man in command, not dragged down by every petty irritation. You're not alone. Every strong man fights this battle. If you're tired of losing to trivial nonsense, this is your moment to rise. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to reclaim their peace. Let's dive in. First, identify the chain of events before it overtakes you. You don't explode over one stupid comment alone. It's the 50th one, and you never saw the build-up coming. That's the trap most men fall into. You think you're reacting to this moment, but really, you've been carrying an invisible load all week. Think about those silent frustrations at work, the lack of respect at home, the delayed flight, the offhand remark. You brush them off time and again, until one more foolish thing pushes you over the edge. Boom, you lose it. But the truth is, anger doesn't come from nowhere. It follows a pattern, and you've ignored the warning signs. That's why awareness is your first line of defense. Anger isn't random. It's trained. You've conditioned it day by day by ignoring the small stuff without addressing it. And when you finally react, it's not strength, it's an overflow of lost control. You're not in charge. You're leaking emotions. And every time you blow up over something unworthy, you reinforce that cycle. Stress, silence, pressure, eruption, then guilt. This loop will continue unless you name it, track it, and break it. Picture your mind as a dam. When you ignore the small leaks, pressure builds beneath the surface. You don't see the cracks, but they're there. Then one day, a single feather touches the wall, and it bursts. Not because of the feather, it's the cracks you never inspected. So how do you stop getting angry over stupid things? Start here. Spot the triggers before they own you. Track the patterns like a strategist. When are you most impatient? Is it in traffic, meetings, mornings with the kids, or that particular tone from your partner? Log them. Don't assume you'll remember. You won't. Self-awareness isn't passive. It's tactical. It's the difference between the man who reacts and the man who leads. But here's where many men go wrong. They say, "I'm just hot-tempered," like it's an unchangeable trait. That's an excuse, not your identity. Anger isn't who you are. It's a chain of habits you've allowed to repeat. And the Stoics had a word for that. Slavery, not to others, but to your own impulses. The man who can't hold his tongue when provoked is ruled. That's not power. It's weakness disguised as noise. So change it. Instead of trying to control the outside world, start observing your inner responses. Feel the fire ignite within. Notice those pivotal moments when your body shifts. Shoulders tense. Breath quickens. Jaw tightens. Those are your signals. Take a deep breath. Step back. Don't let the trigger pull you. You're not a puppet. You're the architect. And every time you interrupt the reaction chain, even once, you lay the first brick of emotional mastery. Want to stop getting angry over stupid things? Don't let stupidity catch you off guard. Anticipate it. Prepare for it. Recognize it. And when it shows up, don't dodge. Smile. Because now you're the one in charge. Not the emotions. Not the nonsense out there. Just you. Steadfast. Resolute. Unbreakable. Track your triggers. Don't surrender your power. Second, understand what you're really angry about. It's not the spilled coffee, not the slow driver, not your colleague's tone. What fans the flames isn't what's right in front of you, it's what's already brewing inside. Most men miss this because we're wired to react, not reflect. But when you erupt over something small, it's rarely about that thing. It's a symbol of disrespect, loss of control, pent-up stress, or unmet expectations. Dig deeper into your core. What's the true battle raging within? That's the real storm beneath the surface. Anger is rarely honest. It shows up under false names, blaming those around you. But deep down, it's often shame dressed as rage, or fear hidden under frustration. You're not yelling at the broken remote. You're yelling because your day is spiraling. Your patience is at its end, and life feels like it's slipping from your grasp. You're not mad at your wife for forgetting something. You're mad because work is consuming you, and no one sees how heavy your load is. That's what the Stoic philosophers grasped. Emotions aren't the enemy, but they'll deceive you if unchecked. Pause and ask yourself, what am I truly angry about right now? Is it this moment or all the build-up from before? Most men confuse anger with power, thinking a loud voice equals authority. It's not. Real power is uncovering the truth beneath the noise. That's when you realize what you call stupidity in others is really your own disappointment in yourself. The Stoics believed if you don't master your emotions, they'll master you and deceive you too. You'll go through life growling at the world, thinking you're tough, but really just reactive. Picture the pressure building in a boiler. If you don't release it, a mere touch can cause an explosion. That's what's happening in your daily life. You keep stuffing everything down. The disrespect from your boss, the sense of failure as a provider, the strain of always appearing strong. Then one small thing ignites it. You explode and regret it later. But it's not stupidity. It's predictable because you never addressed the root. Don't blame the spark. Fix the fuel. That means journaling what truly bothers you, not what you pretend annoys you. Check your stress levels. Don't hide them behind sarcasm or anger. And that means choosing clarity over impulsive reactions. You're not weak for feeling overwhelmed. Weakness is letting those feelings drive your actions without question. Become the man who explores his mind, not the one who charges blindly into anger. Next time you feel the fire rising in your chest, don't extinguish it, trace it. Discover what it's really saying. Because when you name the true cause, you reclaim control. Then, anger stops being a prison and becomes a message. Don't just feel it, decode it. Then move forward on your terms. 3. Stop letting small things get to you. 80% of what hurts you wasn't meant to. Your boss's email. He's wrestling with deadlines. Envision this, your wife's silence. She's dealing with something deeper. The driver who cuts you off, he didn't even see you. Most of the hurts you feel are echoes of your own expectations. When you make everything personal, you forfeit your peace. That's not strength, it's emotional slavery. Anger arises when you tie your self-worth to every word, tone, or glance. It's like walking around with open wounds and blaming the world for brushing against you. But the man in control doesn't need every gesture to be gentle. He doesn't crumble because someone skipped a good morning. He doesn't rage when shouted at. He knows who he is. And that's enough. The Stoics called this power apatheia, not indifference, but self-mastery. The strength to remain unmoved by things beyond your control. Not coldness, but emotional command. Here's where many men falter. They see every minor slight as a personal attack. Their ego is so fragile it panics at shadows. A complaint at work, and they lose it. A misunderstanding at home, and they erupt. But your emotions don't have to be dictated by every word from others. Let them speak. Let them act. You're here not to react, but to master yourself first. Imagine a rock in a raging river. Water crashes against it all day, but the rock stands firm. It doesn't take it personally. That's who you become when you stop interpreting everything through the lens of ego. That's you when you realize most people are just projecting their own pain, not targeting you. It's not your business. It never was. Now, apply this. Next time someone snaps at you, don't snap back. Breathe. Observe. Ask yourself what's really going on here. And is this about me mostly? No. Journal these moments if needed. You'll spot a pattern. Once you do, you're no longer a victim of invisible battles that aren't yours. Self-control isn't silence. It's knowing when silence is power. It's choosing not to engage every punch thrown your way. When you stop responding to every provocation, you start reacting with clarity. That's the shift from being driven by emotions to being guided by insight. Don't hold everything inside. That's how boys live. But men know what to take on and what to let go. Practice daily. When someone belittles you, pause. When a stranger is rude, smile. Not because you're weak, but because you're unshakable, because you know your worth. Don't let the noise rule your mind. Don't let hurt steal your day. Stop personalizing everything and start owning your responses. That's where your true power begins. 4. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 days? Your brain loves to magnify small issues when stressed. The email your colleague forgot to reply to, the way someone cut you off in traffic, your wife's offhand comment at dinner. Suddenly, it's not just a moment, it's war. Your brain spins a story, amps up the emotions, and before you know it, you've reacted like a fuse lit. But here's the truth. Many men overlook. Consider this vital insight. Not everything deserves your energy, and almost nothing deserves your peace. When pressure mounts, your nervous system hunts for threats, real or not. The result, you treat annoyances like insults. A delay becomes disrespect. You snap over trivial things that you won't even remember next week. That's the trap. And your mind loves dragging you into it. So here's a weapon, a simple question that cuts through the noise. Will this matter in 5 days? Not 5 years. Just 5 days. If not, don't let it spike your blood pressure. Don't let it make you distant with your wife. It's not worth carrying a bad mood into your next meeting. You're a man, not a puppet jerked by petty nonsense. Most men waste hours, even days, ruminating on things that change nothing. A missed call, a rude clerk, a sarcastic remark. They let it occupy their headspace, steal their focus, ruin their mood with the kids, over meaningless stuff in the big picture. Forge your perspective, like you forge your body. It's not overnight. But start with this question. Will this matter in 5 days? Every time anger surges in your chest, you'll find most things don't pass the 5-minute test. And when something does matter, face it like a man. Calm, steady, in command. This isn't passivity. It's power. You're not ignoring problems. You're choosing what deserves your fire, because the man who rages at everything ends up burning himself out. The one who lets go walks through storms unscathed. When your mind starts spinning tales, pause and zoom out. Imagine yourself a week from now. Will you remember this moment? Does it change anything? If the answer is no, walk away. Shift your focus. Guard your peace. But if it matters, handle it. Not with anger, but with reason. Your energy is currency. Don't squander it on trash. Next time anger knocks, pause. Breathe. Ask, will this matter in 5 days? Make that question your armor, your habit. That's how you stop getting angry over stupid things. That's how you reclaim control. That's how you lead. Pause before reacting. Anger is often a reflex, not a choice. You don't pick it. It ambushes you, slams the door, and takes the wheel. 1 second, you're calm. The next, you're yelling at a coworker, pounding the steering wheel, or stonewalling your wife over a misplaced word. That's not strength. It's surrender. And you know it. The issue isn't that you feel anger, you're human. The problem is, most men never create space between the stimulus and the response. They react like broken machines, letting emotion drive. You can't afford that. Not if you want to lead. Not if you want respect and soul-deep peace. You need space. Just a fraction of a second when the heat rises and you don't act. That gap holds your power. Not suppressing emotions, but owning them, then choosing your move. That's the mark of a strong man, not the loudest in the room. The one who holds his ground, the one who doesn't let feelings dictate actions. Picture your mind as a loaded weapon. Every time someone hits a sore spot, your finger inches toward the trigger. But you, the disciplined you, hold steady. Breathe deep. You assess clearly, not through anger's fog. That moment isn't weakness. It's mastery. And mastery is rare. Mastery makes you strong in the best way. The average man lashes out, then apologizes, says things he doesn't mean, causes unintended hurt. All because he doesn't know how to pause. Next time something irks you, a disrespectful comment, a minor mistake, or a delay messing your schedule, pause. Count to 3. Clench your fist if needed. Breathe through your nose. Stay silent. Then respond or don't. Either way, you decide. Not the anger. That moment separates boys from men. Boys react hastily, Men calculate carefully. Boys lose jobs. Around dinners. Damage relationships over small things that could be overlooked. Men hold their composure. The Stoic philosophers knew this. They trained not for numbness, but for resilience. They believed emotions are data, not commands. You should too. There's nothing weak in pausing. In fact, holding back is stronger than bursting. Yelling is easy. Staying calm when every part of you wants to explode is hard. That's the moment that builds you. Every time you pause, your discipline sharpens. Your strength resets. Your power returns. So create that pause. Make it your default reflex. Next time the urge to erupt hits, don't act. Don't speak. Don't react. Own the moment. Train the wait response. Then act with intention. That's how you stop raging over nonsense. That's how you lead yourself. 6. Set boundaries to prevent disappointment. Step into your authority. Realize you're not angry because others are unreasonable. You're angry because your boundaries are blurry. When you let people wander freely into your emotional space, don't be surprised when someone tramples it. Think about your time, energy, and attention. How much is draining away because you haven't defined the lines clearly? We expect others to just know what's acceptable. But clarity isn't their job, it's yours. Men without defined standards react instead of led. Boundaries aren't walls against others, they're filters for your sanity. A man without boundaries is like a warrior without armor. He feels every blow, takes every hit. Then falls, you say yes to jobs you hate. Join conversations that drain you. Tolerate behaviors that wear you down. Then wonder why you explode over minor things. That anger isn't random. It's the build-up of every small concession you made out of fear of seeming too rigid or selfish. But remember, passivity doesn't make you kind. It just makes you resentful. No one respects the man simmering beneath a fake smile. The Stoics got this. They didn't control others. They mastered their own limits. Marcus Aurelius didn't waste time pleasing fools. Epictetus didn't beg for approval. They knew exactly where they ended, and the world began. That's power. And power starts when you declare, this is what I accept. This is what I don't. No debate. No noise, just discipline. Look closer. That coworker always dumping last-minute tasks on you, they do it because you've never said no. Your friend who jabs at dinner, you laugh it off instead of pushing back. A client calls at 10 p.m. You answer because you fear losing the deal more than losing yourself. That's not strength, it's surrender. Every time you yield, you lose a piece of your peace. Setting boundaries isn't rude. It's honest. You teach others how to treat you by what you tolerate. No arguments needed. No shouting. Just firmness. I don't take calls after 6. Don't speak to me that way. That's not my responsibility. Short. Clear. Final. Because every boundary you draw is a line in the sand. And every line you defend is emotional discipline forged. Don't blame others for crossing boundaries you never drew. Don't expect foolish behavior to vanish on its own. Expect yourself to stop tolerating it. The frustration fades when you're clearer. If something keeps angering you, don't just vent. Limit it. Resentment is a signal. Use it. Track it. Then set your rules. Your mind is built on your standards. Peace isn't their job. It's your boundaries. So draw the lines and stand firm. 7. Use humor as your pressure valve. When you laugh at absurdity, you've already won. Not because the situation changes, but because you have. Anger shrinks when humor steps in. You're not avoiding the issue, you're disarming it. Most men live like ticking bombs. One stupid remark, one absurd email, one oblivious driver. That's all it takes to detonate. But humor isn't weakness. It's strategic emotional control. Embrace this truth. You're not laughing because it's okay. You're laughing because you decide your peace matters more than their nonsense. That's power. The Stoics knew it well. They didn't bother fixing the circus. They just refused to be the clown in it. The modern man, burdened with work, family, and expectations, can't afford to lose his mind over the unworthy, and nothing diffuses tension faster than a well-timed chuckle or a subtle headshake. Recall the last time you heard something so ridiculous, it boiled your blood. Now imagine replaying it. But this time, as the audience, the whole scene, like a comedy sketch. That's the shift. When you switch roles from participant to observer, from offended to amused, you gain the upper hand. You don't waste cortisol. You don't take the bait. You stay clear, focused, sharp. There's a reason successful people use humor in stress. Firefighters, soldiers, doctors, those who can't freeze or crumble. They wield it not to escape, but to shatter the pressure, clarify the mind, preserve humanity when everything's mad. You don't need big jokes. The subtlest humor is the inner smirk, the muttered unbelievable, or the mental headshake. It's not apathy, it's mastery. Don't confuse this with sarcasm or passive-aggressive digs. That's emotion leaking under humor's guise. No. What we're talking about is strategic detachment, a mindset flip. You're not triggered, you're trained. You don't feed ignorance your energy. You nod, exhale lightly, maybe smirk, then move on. That's how warriors operate. They don't fume over every pebble on the path. They step over and keep marching. In a world full of rage, restraint is rare, but humor is your edge. It reminds you not every battle needs your involvement. Not every fool deserves your response. Sometimes, the strongest move is to laugh, shake your head, and pursue your mission. That's control. That's emotional strength. Next time the world throws at you a "you've got to be kidding" moment, don't explode. Smile. You're not here to entertain that chaos. You're here to master your calm. 8. Respond like the man you aspire to be. Your reactions build or destroy the person you're striving to become. When someone says something stupid, acts on ego or ignorance, you have a choice. Fan the flames or forge control. Most men don't realize how easily they give away their power, not to kings, but to clowns. You let a fool at work, a bad driver, a loudmouth at dinner pull your emotional strings like a marionette. That's not strength. It's surrender disguised as fury. People say real men strike back fast, hit harder, never back down. But truth is, the strongest man in the room doesn't react rashly. He chooses his response. He doesn't lose it just because others did first. That's the Stoic pivot. Stop letting the outer world dictate your inner state. You don't build physical strength with one workout and expect it to last. Same with emotional discipline. It's a habit, a repeated choice. And every time you bite, every time you erupt, you're training weakness. Now flip it. Imagine every provocation as a chance to pause. You command the silence. You view the foolishness not with rage, but detachment. That's not indifference. It's dominance. Like stepping out of the storm while everyone else gets soaked. You become the man who's unprovocable, unexplained, standing tall as the world spins in drama. This isn't passivity. It's strategy. Anger might be justified, but blind rage is just noise. Every response you give either constructs your character or tortures it. Instead of exploding, you pull back. Hold your position. You decide, is this worth my energy? Does it align with the man I'm becoming? That inner voice, that internal command, echoes every time you respond with purpose over passion. In real life, this plays out in meetings, on the road, in relationships. You either escalate the tension or become the steady anchor. You either join the ignorance or rise above it. Picture a father walking into home, chaos, kids screaming, spouse stressed, phone ringing, your old self-irritation, noise, reaction, your new self calm, solid, ego-proof. You lead with character. You're not just handling moments, you're embodying mastery. The strongest version of you is silent, focused, untouchable emotionally. And it all starts with one choice. Respond, like the man you want to be remembered as, not the one who crumbles under pressure. Next time a trivial thing pokes you, don't flinch. Don't feed it. Hold your ground. Think of the man you're forging to be. Then act as if he's already in the room. Every time anger surges, life is testing your discipline, not to punish, but to refine you. The truth is, you won't stop getting angry overnight, but you can train your responses like muscles. You can choose stillness over sparks, clarity over chaos. The man who earns peace isn't the one who dodges stress. He's the one who faces it with control. So remember this, your responses define the man you become. You're not just managing emotions, you're building character. Emotional control isn't weakness, it's true strength. And that strength is forged through small, consistent actions, daily awareness, clear intentions, thoughtful responses. Use what we've discussed today as your training ground. Log your daily triggers. Breathe before speaking. Ask if your impending response fits the life you want to live. That's the path. That's real power. If this message resonates, carry it through your week. Practice. Hone. Master. If you've had moments where anger overtook you, or where you chose calm instead, share your story in the comments. Your growth could be the spark someone else needs.